What's going on, amigos? Dan Taylor from danthepixarfan.com here, back once again for another quick Mattel Pixar 7-inch scale action figure review. And today I'm taking a detailed look at the brand new Skeleton Miguel and Dante 2-pack, which just released on Amazon earlier this week, just in time for the Day of the Dead and Coco's 4-year anniversary this month. As usual, since this set did come from Amazon, the figures do come in this closed box-style packaging. Of course, Coco-inspired, featuring the film's iconic logo and renderings of Miguel, Dante, and Hector in the front there. And yeah, nothing really to note, so let's get right to opening this box up. Okay, and here they are, looking good right off the bat for sure. Of course, if you've been following this collection for some time, I'm sure you're aware that this is the second Miguel and Dante 2-pack in this scale released this year. I'll compare these ones here to the previously released figures in a minute, but the main difference is that this is a skeleton face paint version of Miguel, while the other one is just his standard look. Dante, however, unfortunately is just a straight repack. And here's a closer look at Miguel out of the box. He's definitely a kit-bashed figure using parts from the previous Miguel, but there's enough new here to make this one totally worth getting. The torso and head are brand new sculpts, while the arms, hands, legs, and feet all seem to be from the original molds, just kind of reissued and repurposed here. Now, as far as articulation, his head can rotate a full 360 as expected. His waist can kind of wiggle a little bit, but it doesn't fully rotate. His arms are connected by ball joints, so that always provides some nice range of movement there. His elbows are also on ball joints, so he has some flexion and rotation there. His wrists can't rotate or move, but check it out. I had no idea about this, but his hands are actually translucent to represent when Miguel's body is kind of slowly fading away, revealing his skeleton. That was a pleasant surprise here, and I think a really thoughtful touch that I probably wouldn't have thought of doing, honestly. It's a simple but pretty clever detail, I must say. Anyway, his legs can also be moved outward, up, and back. You can even make him do a split if you really wanted to. He has knee articulation and then no rotation or movement in his ankles. So yeah, that covers it, I think, with Miguel. I definitely dig it. Nice figure overall, completely in line with the quality and make of all Mattel's previous 7-inch scale action figures. Oh, and lastly, to touch on size, Miguel is about 5.5 inches tall. Moving on to Dante, I won't be spending much time here since he's the exact same Dante that was released earlier this year with the first version of Miguel. I gotta appreciate that rubbery, floppy tongue detail again though, since it is a fun little touch. But yeah, here's just a quick overview in case you've never seen this one. It's a solid sculpt, a really fantastic likeness. It really does look exactly as Dante does in the film. And he does have 5 points of articulation, which is good, his 4 legs and his head, which can rotate 360. I do wish Mattel would have made this release different from the first, so I didn't have to get the same Dante again. Like, it really should have been the Alebrije version of Dante included, but what are you gonna do? And Dante's height is about 3.5 inches tall, and then he's about 4 inches long from nose to tail. And so you can see for yourself, here are both Dantes next to each other to show you that they're the exact same figure. The one from earlier this year is on the left, and the one from this set is on the right. And in case any of you wanted to see this comparison, here are the two Mattel 7-inch scale Miguels side by side. Obviously, the initial version on the left, regular face, hoodie unzipped, and hood down. And then this new skeleton face paint version with his hoodie zipped and hood up is on the right. Also, if you were curious, here's Mattel's new Skeleton Miguel figure on the right compared to Mattel's original 2017 version on the left. When it comes down to it, I do feel, again, overall, this new one is an improvement on the original, but check this out. The original does have this pretty sweet action feature where he can flip back and forth between his regular face and his skeleton look by turning his waist. So that's pretty neat for sure. Let me know down in the comments if you want me to review the entire 2017 line of Coco figures, and if I get enough support and interest here, I'll go ahead and make that video. This just in, I decided to go get my 2017 Mattel Dante figure to compare him to this 2021 Dante, just since I did that for Miguel, and I'm so glad I did because it's definitely interesting. So the 2021 Dante is on the right, and the 2017 one is on the left, and it looks like Mattel actually just used the exact same body sculpt, but gave him a new head. Obviously, the new one's coloring and paint application with the splats there and so on is a little different, but the sculpt is the same, which I'm really surprised about. I honestly never compared the two until now. I just assumed the 2021 Dante was basically a similar but slightly bigger figure, but no, it's the same. It's the same size. Even though those 2017 figures were a smaller scale overall than Mattel's 7-inch collection, this sculpt seems to somehow fit in with both lines, which I guess is why Mattel decided to just use the general 2017 mold again and not reinvent the wheel, which I'm sure was to save on costs. Again, the head sculpts are different, so at least there's something new, but they're super similar. Like, the 2017 one does have a longer tongue, still that rubbery material, and his mouth isn't opened as wide among some other smaller differences, like the way it's tilted, but that's really it. Overall, what do you guys think? Which one do you like better? I think even though they are so similar that the original 2017 head sculpt is a little bit more appealing, honestly. Anyway, do you feel this was smart or lazy or a little bit of both on Mattel's part? Also, I do guess that means the original 2017 Alebrije Dante will fit in with the 7-inch figures too, so I guess we didn't need a new version of that one after all, since they probably would have just released the same one. Alrighty, anyway, to wrap things up, this is an excellent 2-pack overall that I do recommend tracking down if you've been collecting Mattel 7-inch scale Pixar figures, and or if you're a Coco fan and collector in general. My 2 improvements would have been to make Dante the Alebrije version, a new sculpt, not a reissue of the 2017 one, and to have included Miguel's guitar. But what we got is still worth picking up. You can snag it on Amazon currently for $12.99 if you're interested, and I'll go ahead and put the link below in the description for your convenience. Oh, and by the way, just a reminder, Hector and Ernesto de la Cruz are also coming to this line, which I've talked about in some previous Toy News videos I've done, so be sure to check out those reveals if you haven't already. As always, I'm looking forward to your comments down below, and if you did enjoy this review, I hope you'll consider giving this video a big thumbs up and subscribing to my channel for more Pixar toy reviews from my personal collection. Don't forget to ring that bell. Find me all over social media at Dan the Pixar Fan, and I will see you in my next video.